Alright, so far we brought out the bundles and the temper out of the warehouse. We set up the frame first, the purlings, header bars, A-frame, and then once that was all set up, we got the light straps hooked up in the middle, and then we pulled out the liner, and we're just now getting it hooked up to the tent. So that's where we're at so far.
Alright, so right now we're getting the framework putting up. We got all the purlings and pearls just right dressed. We put the liner in. The cloth to cloth is tight. Cloth to middle is loose, so when the hospital goes up, it won't tear itself apart. And right now, we're putting the top on it. So the side that we're on right now is the working side. The side on the far right is the side that's already going to be, everything's going to be put together. So that's what we're doing right now.
Alright, so right now we're in the process of putting on the temper. Each section of temper is Beckett lace all the way down, which is basically 2 ropes hooked together, pull it tight, makes a tighter seal so it doesn't leak. You have every mount mounted on top, and you have a Y that secures both flaps on both sides so they do not come apart. On the ends you have L's, which is basically the same thing as a Y, but it only has one side. There's only one flap on the bottom, and that will hold that side down. All right, now we're actually installing the fly. As you can see, there's little loopholes in across the whole entire fly. They hook right onto this part. Basically, they'll from the Y down to the L, it secures it, and then when you're all finished, you go ahead and stick it down to the ground. 14 pin the fly. You see, you got a rope on both ends. Make sure it goes around the Y. Pull this tight, slip it over, pin it. Same thing at the bottom. All you do is just pull that over, connect it to the L, and pin it. All right, so what's about to happen now is everyone's gonna get 2 person per pole. They're gonna lift one side up. There's pins on the inside. They're gonna pin it. This side will stay up, and they'll be able to move the other side and do the exact same thing.
Walk it up, walk it up. Keep walking, keep walking. All right.
You gotta go up some more.
Somebody fucking did it wrong.
It is easier to let it down a little bit.
Yeah, you tied it wrong.
Alright, so right now what you see is all the guys are putting up the power. There's cables that you gotta put up, and then there's power boxes. There's a certain way they set it up where they have all the cables, and all the male ends are gonna go to the right because they have power boxes on each end.
All right, so what's happening now is we got the plenum. This provides an airway for the heating and cooling of the tent. Obviously your lighting. Right now we're putting in subfloors. Once this is all laid, stitched together, goes all the way through, we're gonna put on another floor on top, which is a padded floor. This makes it a little bit smoother so you don't feel any rocks, any big bumps, anything like that when you're walking through. After the subfloor has been laid down, which is just this thin piece of waterproof sheeting, on comes the actual floor, which is just a softer, fluffy material that goes over top, make it a little bit easier to walk on. Each piece is held in place by 2 strips of Velcro, one on each end, and then the other right here. Just hooked together, and that's the floor.
Alright, somebody help couch, please. Pull it and pull a snag.
Alright, so once the whole entire inside of the tent's done, last thing to do is to stake the tent down. So you just take all these ropes. As you can see, they all have loops here. So we put them on the ground, take a stake. Once you get it staked in, tighten it up. Just do it all the way around the tent.
So basically, this is the last part. of what we're putting together today. So we got the vestibule that's attached to the 2 section. It's basically just a hallway to connect both the pieces of the tent together. Just the hallway. And then we'll have a subfloor and a floor in there as well. Yes.